Dear students, today we will learn more about force. Yes, today's topic is types of forces. Dear students, we know that to perform different types of works in our day-to-day life, we need to apply force, right? We experience different types of forces directly or indirectly, okay, in our daily activities. On the basis of interaction on an object, the forces are divided into two types, contact force and non-contact force. What is a contact force? A contact force is a force between two objects or an object and a surface that are in contact with each other. So here we can see that the object, okay, and surface, okay, they are in contact with each other, right? So there is a contact force, right? Now what is a non-contact force? A non-contact force is a force at a distance. It occurs between objects not touching each other. Example, force of gravity. When two objects initially not in contact with each other, they are separate. They are separate from each other. Still, they have either a pulling or a pushing force between them. Such force is called non-contact force, like force of gravity, right? Now, types of contact force. Here some types of contact force. Okay, muscular force. Here, muscular force is the force resulting due to the action of muscles is called muscular force. Yes, dear students, when we push, pull or lift something, we apply muscular force. By doing exercise, we require muscular force, right? Now, another example of contact force, that this is mechanical force, right? So most simple machines make use of mechanical force. For example, a pair of scissors uses mechanical force to cut something. In every example you can see that, okay, here the two objects are in contact with each other. Here we can see that the two objects are in contact with each other, right? So they are the example of the mechanical force, and it is a type of, no, it is a type of contact force, right? Now another example of contact force, that is friction, right? Dear students, have you heard friction ever? Yes. You know that friction is a force that opposes motion between two surfaces touching each other. Here this is the one surface and this is two, other surface, okay? So these are touching with each other, okay, and a force is applying here in this direction. So the frictional force will be applied in opposite direction, right? Okay. So and you know that friction can be beneficial for us. Sometimes friction can be beneficial for us, and everyday life would be a lot different without it. Yes, dear students, many things are there which we are able to do in our everyday life because of the friction only, okay? Dear students, do you know that we are able to walk because of the friction only, right? And you can see that there is, if there is less friction, it is easy to slide, and we are able to write on the board with chalk due to friction. In many ways, friction is useful for us. Okay, but sometimes it's not beneficial. Okay, we need oiling in machines to reduce the friction. Okay, right? So in many activities are there which we are doing, okay, due to friction. Many activities are there which we are doing with the help of frictional force, right? Now, types of non-contact force. These are the magnetic forces and electrostatic forces. Okay, these are the example of the non-contact force. About this, you will study detail in your next class. Now, another example of non-contact force, that is gravitational force. Yes, force of gravity. Okay, there are forces acting on you all the time, whether you know it or not, right? So gravity is pulling you down, the ground is pushing you up, air is squeezing you from every direction, and your body is pushing back at the air, right? Dear students, do you know, with the help of gravitational force we are able to stand on the earth's surface, right? Here you know that the ground is pushing you up, but the gravity is pulling you down. In that way you are able to stand on the earth's surface, right? And here you can see that apple is automatically falling down. Okay, it is because of the gravity, right? Gravitational force is a kind of non-contact force. Okay, the earth, the moon, the other planets are revolving around the sun, okay, because of the gravitational force. Yes, because of the gravitational force the moon is revolving around the earth and other planets are revolving around the sun because of this gravitational force, right? Now some other forces are, that is the elastic force, right? So every day in our day-to-day life we are watching the examples of elastic force, right? Force produced by stretching, compressing elastic materials, right? In your school bag also you use this force. Okay, in many ways you are using this force. Yes, dear students, it is produced by the stretching and compressing. It is also very useful for our day to day life, right? Now other force, that is the buoyancy force, right? What is buoyancy force? Buoyancy is a force, okay, buoyancy is a measure of the upward force a fluid exerts on an object that is submerged, right? Example, the water in the pool exerts an upward force in a that acts in opposite to the boy's weight. We can see here, okay, you know that a buoyant force acts against gravity. Yes, dear students, buoyant force acts against gravity, right? And pushes the objects upward, right? Pushes the objects upwards. Okay, so here we can see that boy, okay, he experienced upward force, okay, by a body when partially or wholly immersed in a fluid is called upthrust, okay, or a buoyant force, right? So the phenomena responsible by this upthrust is called buoyancy, right? So do you know, because of the buoyancy we are able to float, okay, we are able to swim. Why some objects floats, right? Some objects floats because of the buoyant force, okay, as we know that a buoyant force acts against gravity, okay, and pushes the object upwards, right? So this is because the objects float, right? Thank you.